All right, friends, I've got questions for you, and I need your wisdom. Because let's face it, we're all just one frost away from a tropical tantrum. Hi everyone, it's Tim. Welcome back to my channel. So I am asking you questions today, which is different from my normal format. And I actually have on a shirt and a jacket. What's up with that? I guess I'm just feeling a little formal today as I ask these questions. So we're gonna start right off the bat. We're gonna dive right in. I wanna know, what is your favorite palm tree? Do you know what my favorite palm tree is? Could it be one of my Trachycarpus? Could it be my Roebelenii? Could it be my Cuban royal palm back there? No, I think you all know what my favorite palm is. And yes, you're right, it is my Chilean wine palm. I mean, that one was easy. But what is your favorite palm? What is the favorite palm you have? And it could be anything. It might surprise me and be a majesty palm. I don't know. Tell me what it is and tell me why. I'd like to know. So what is the tallest, I'm not even gonna say palm tree, I'm gonna say, what is the tallest tropical plant you have in your garden? I'm very, very curious. Like, what is it? My tallest palm tree is my Trachycarpus Fortunei. That is my tallest one, although I'm gonna show you in just a second, my Washingtonia Robusta is getting close, but yes, this is the tallest palm in my garden. And my Washingtonia Robusta is clearly a close second to the tallest palm tree I have. It's really getting up there. It's definitely the widest palm tree I have, just not the tallest. Definitely the tallest tropical I have is my bamboo. And it has taken off, and I know in this frame you can't even see the top of it, but it's pretty spectacular. It's towering over me. It is towering over the house on one little part, and I'm just curious. Now, here's another question. Not only do I want to know what your tallest tropical plant is, but how many of you have running bamboo, and how do you control it? That's a whole episode I need to do on just my experience with the running bamboo. And notice I didn't say that I'm controlling it, because I think I'm just keeping it at bay, but it is trying to invade at all points in time. But that's my question. How many of you have running bamboo, and how are you controlling it? And here it is on the side of my house, and I just want to show how it's actually above the second story now. Way up there. Just crazy. So here's a funny question. What palm are you the most emotionally attached to? I can't even believe I'm saying that, but that says a lot about me, I think, because I am emotionally attached to most of my palm trees. So let's just kind of go over what I am. We'll go in order. Let's start with number one. And yes, you know what it is. It's right here beside me here. I'll turn the camera a little bit here. And yes, there's that beauty. Is that my camera's going to fall over here. Straighten it out a little bit. There is that gorgeous palm. It's just gorgeous. I love my Chilean wine palm so much. Yes, but what would be number two? Can you guess? So maybe you didn't guess this one quite right, but yes, it is my Chamaerops, or my Chamaerops humilis, my European fan palm. I love this palm. I do. It's so pretty, and it's grown so much, and it was just such a surprise for me to have this in my garden. I don't know why. I never envisioned myself owning this palm, so I am very attached to it. And yes, so that is my second favorite. I know I hate saying this in front of both of them. They're right here. I should be whispering like, that is my second favorite palm. but I love it. And number 3, I think all of you know this, my Roebelenii. How could it not be my Roebelenii? I mean, I love this palm. It's good to me. I'm good to it. It flowers every year. Everybody's amazed that I have this one here. I think it's the dormancy in the winter. I also think it's because I got a rather large one to start with, so it was already pretty robust. But yeah, that's number 3. So here's an interesting question. What palm tree has the best story, or the most interesting story, or the story that just makes you like that plant? What is it per se? My palm tree with the most, or the story that I love is, it's not this Trachycarpus right here. It's the one back over there that you see over my shoulder. That one is from Georgia. My parents, I am from Georgia. My parents bought it in Georgia. It was like this small. I have pictures of it. And they brought it up here, and it lived in a pot around the pool for a couple of years. And then I finally put 2 of them in the ground. And that one, ever since it's gone in the ground, that was my very first palm tree to overwinter. So I didn't know what I was doing. I knew Kevin on Long Island from Island Wide Palms was overwintering them. And I called him up and he's like, do you want to buy a palm tree? And I said, not right now. I have one already. I want to overwinter it. I know you have a method. I want you to do it for me. I want to watch what you're doing. I want to learn. And so Kevin was nice enough to come all the way up to the Hudson Valley, and he showed me how to overwinter that one. And that was my first one. And I was just like overwhelmed. And all winter long, I just kept checking on it, going, oh my gosh, is this thing going to live? Like, I'm just not so sure. And then it made it through. And that's when the light bulbs went off in my head. It's like, if I can do one, I can do more. Maybe that's when the sickness started, because I thought, oh, if I can do one, I can do more and more and more. And yeah, so that's the story behind me. That's actually a good story, because that's kind of how all this palm tree obsession began. But what is your story? Like, what is the most interesting story with your palm trees? Next question for all of you. What is your favorite tropical palm tree that is completely wrong? And what I mean by that is, I have 2 tropical palms, I think, that are rather large. I have 2 tropical palms that probably have no chance of overwintering, although at some point I'm going to have to try, because they're going to outgrow my house. I have 2. I have my Cuban royal palm right here, and I have my Spindle Palm here, and I love this palm, and it's got a lot of nice new growth on it. Both of these palm trees are going to get too big at some point. They're impractical, but I love them for right now. And then once they get beyond the point of getting into my house and still surviving, I am going to have to try to cover them up, even though they are truly a tropical palm, and I will have to figure out what to do. So back over here, this is my Cuban. And it's still big enough to bring in. But how long? I mean, next year it might be too tall. We will see. But what is your completely impractical palm? I mean, I guess I could say my Washingtonias are impractical, because eventually they will outgrow what I can cover, but I'm getting many years out of them. That's a whole other story. We're not going to talk about that. That's just sad. So no, I don't want to talk about that. But what are your impractical palms? My next question is, how many of you have baby palm trees that you've grown from seed? I would like to know, because I have way too many. I had a lot of Trachycarpus seeds that germinated, and I put them in pots, and then they've grown, and then I have some pots that probably have 30 palm trees in them, as you will see. I'm going to show you. I never know where to put them all, so I just have them lined up. I did have them out in the field, and then I had rabbits chewing on them. And even though there are rabbits up here, for some reason up here, I guess because it's closer to the house, they're they leave them alone a little bit better. And maybe the groundhogs were after them down there too. But as you can see, I've got way too many, and I tend to put them on walls. I put them anywhere I can find some space. I need a little greenhouse. That would be very good. But obviously, I don't even know what I'm going to do with all of these, but they're growing and I like them. And then I try to throw them in places around my garden. I hide them in little corners here and there just so they have a place to live. And I have them down by the pool, around the heater, it just everywhere. Some of them are put in the ground, but they're still in the planters or the pots. And I even have Batias down here, and yeah, it's crazy. I'm a little bit crazy with all these baby palms. What is your plant that gives you the most drama, is the most difficult, the one that if you were to write in a diary, what would it be about? Dear diary, I know my mule palm doesn't love me, and I don't know why. And here's my culprit right here. There is new growth, so it has done better. I've cleared out a little bit in front of it. We'll see. I may get another one. I'm not going to replace this one. I'm going to keep it going because now it's like such a novelty of drama and angst. But yeah, it's been out here for several years, so I'm going to keep it going. What is the plant or palm that you are just waiting for it to be spectacular? All the signs are there. You know it's going to be great. You're just waiting for that day when it finally reaches that size where everybody goes, wow. And in this case, they'll say, wow, Tim, that's amazing. I'm really curious what yours is, but mine, I would say my first one is definitely my Phoenix Sylvestris. It's right here. It's a little hidden by all the sunflowers coming up in inappropriate places and Musa bastu and another sunflower and the perennials, but it's getting a nice trunk. It's just waiting. If it'll just get maybe 2 feet taller, it's going to be great. But I do have a second one that also, hopefully, fingers crossed, will be great as well. And my second one would definitely be my Gunnera Manicata. It's looking very good. I just have to get it through. I'll be very happy. But it could be spectacular in a couple years when I get it in the ground and figure all that out. I may not have all the answers, but I do have a great drink and good Wi-Fi. That sounds like a bad commercial. But this is what my friends think I do all day. They think I'm laying around the pool in the sun doing absolutely nothing. And granted, many times when they come over here, I am exhausted from gardening and I'm actually laying on a raft in the pool. So there is a reason they think that. But if any of you have pools, you know, if you're a gardener, you can garden, you can jump in the pool, and then you're totally refreshed. And then you can go back to gardening some more, and then you jump back in the pool. And I do that all day long because it's the only way I can keep up in this garden, in this heat all the time. So there is a purpose there, and maybe that's why. Oh wait, I think I hear something. It's that time again. Wait. I am not dressed for this segment. Hold on one second. Okay, this is much better now. In the pool, now you probably recognize me. Okay, it's time for that moment in the video where we go to this week's garden meltdown of the week. I think I actually did before, but it's so bad right now. It's the dreaded lantern spotted fly, or the spotted lantern fly. It is everywhere in my garden. Friends come over, they just can't even believe how they're just like bouncing off everything. They tend to jump, which is just so weird and crazy. I really don't like this bug at all. I just wonder if any of you in other parts of the world are dealing with this bug like I am. It didn't even exist in the Northeast until a couple of years ago, and now it's really invaded here, and I just hope it doesn't do much damage. The only thing, I don't think it's doing, it's on the tropicals. That it is, but it's not, I don't see damage. Where I see damage is on my grapevines. And I should show that on an upcoming episode about what they're doing with that. But yes, what is your garden meltdown of the week? What has really plagued you this summer? I would love to hear. I know this next message and question is a bit sensitive and alarming, and so I'm going to say it very softly. What are all of you doing to prepare for? I know, it's a horrible word. I even hate saying, but it must be addressed because it is August and is on its way. I know. Oh, it just makes me cringe. I am going to start cataloging what I need to do. There are a few structures that I need to work on, and there are a few preparations I need to do. I'm not even going to start thinking about covering anything for until September, but I'm going to experiment with PVC and foam boards before then, and so that's going to be on an upcoming issue. But I do want to know, what is everybody doing for, and what are your plans, and when are you going to start doing it? That's a really good question I would like to know from all of you. This has been such a fun video. I've had such a good time, and a lot of it just ended up getting edited out, but there was some really fun stuff in here. I like exploring some of these new ideas. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please comment, please tell me what you're doing. That's the whole point of this video. And if I get some great responses, I'm going to include them in a future episode talking about what people are doing. So please comment, please like, please subscribe. I am still stuck in the smog here in New York. We've had it all week long, and I'm gonna pan out and show you what it looks like right now. But the sun is out today. Yesterday it wasn't out at all. Today it is, at least. So I feel like it's starting to clear up. I can see detail across the river, which I couldn't see before. But I hope you're all having a great week. I hope your garden is doing well. We're at the height of the tropical garden season right now, going into the end of August. Don't like that at all. Actually, September is a really spectacular time with tropicals, at least here in the US. That's when everything looks its very, very best, and then October hits. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.